Hey, welcome all back. Thought I had a spare bit of time with the young lad. Say hi, Teddy.
Hi.
So I thought I'd maybe do a little something on this. Need to get rid of this thing, it's taking up so much room in here. But anyway, as you tuned in last time, obviously we got both manifolds off, the turbos, wiring loom free, oils, coolants, everything like that. What I want to start doing now, because obviously as you've checked in before, you'll know that cylinder 3 is dead, and you can see one of the valves is stuck. So before I order any parts, I want to get this head off to make sure, I don't know, there's not any other stuff there. I know what I've got to order. But where I'm up to now, I've got both of the covers off. There's these two screws here. They take the initial top plastic off, and then they hold the bottom piece as well. And then there's another two, one down there and one down there. They're a Torx fitting, but they're female Torx. You take them off, the bottom case a little bit of wiggling, but it comes straight out. I've already taken the auxiliary belt off. There was a tensioner on the side where I took that off from, but you'll see it goes around the auxiliary belt, this one here. That off, once you loosen it, push it back, and then you can just pretty much just pull it straight off. But I need to do the same with this one, which looks like it's loose already, which isn't a good thing. I think that tension, there's the tensioner there, and it's got no tension on it, unless it just hasn't been tensioned up properly. Who knows? Like I said, it's been got out before and not done properly. So what I'm going to do is I need to time this up properly, top dead center. So as you can see, there's a little notch here. See that notch? And then there's this one here. They will both need to be facing top. See where this line is? And with this line. So you need to line them up. Make sure they're at top dead center, and also check with the bottom end as well, because that does 2 revolutions, I believe, to the bottom's 1, or it's one or the other. I'm no professional, so don't hold me to it. But that's the first thing I'm going to do, is make sure that's up. Another way to test it as well is to tap dead center. Take the coil pack out, and you put a screwdriver down the cylinder. Take the spark plug out, and you'll see when the screwdriver comes up, and then it will start going down. You want to get just on the when it's at the top. Then you know that's top dead center, and these should line up with that as well. But I'm going to crack on with that and see how we get on. See you in a bit. Thought I'd just give you a little example of like how I found top dead center. Again, I'm not saying that this is exactly how it should be done. But as you can see, this one is lining up, and this one is lining up. I've got myself, this is like my little cherry picker, I call it. That's what I pulled the spark plugs out with. Hang on. I'll just grab my spark plugs out with that. But obviously, spark plugs are out. I stick that down the hole. And what I do, I've just jacked the car up enough so I can spin this wheel freely. I put it in 3rd gear. And as you watch, as I turn the wheel, because it's in gear, it will turn the cams. So as you watch, let's put it in a loose. Let's put it in 1st gear. Might be a bit easier. Or 4th, let's say. Right. So as you watch. Cool, that didn't sound too great, did it? See how it's going down? Goes down, and then it hits bottom. So now it will be at the bottom. Now it comes back up, and that's all from turning the wheel. So now as it's coming back round, you see what I mean about 2 revolutions. So now that's at the bottom. Now it's coming back up. Excuse me if I'm talking nonsense, but as it comes back up, you'll see it. See how that's hit the top, and now it's starting to come back down again. So let me just bring it back a little bit, and there we go. You can see the hole. Just found that happy medium. So pretty much there's your top dead center, and you know that because this is at the top as well, and these are in the right position. So at least the previous owner done something right, and they got the timing right. Whether the crank is or not, I don't know. But just thought I'd give you a quick example of that. Sorry if it wasn't too clear. Always just feel free to ask any questions. I'll be able to maybe explain a bit better. But that's that. So now I'm going to loosen this tensioner, which seems pretty loose anyway. I can probably just pull that off anyway, which is terrible. And there's another one over here. I don't know. I'm just going to figure it out as I go along as well. But, yep, thought I'd show you that. Check you out in a sec. Right, so as I always say, you're always learning. I jumped the gun a little bit. Obviously, before I'd done anything, I needed to take, there's a pulley that sits on This is the, I believe it's the crank at the bottom. Down there, there's a pulley that sits on there. Looks just like this. So, take all these off. I took them off with a rattle gun, so I didn't change where the bottom end was sitting, so it wouldn't disrupt the timing on this. Took them bolts off, that off. Then the cam belt comes off. I'm guessing obviously this engine mount has to be off to get off, but at the moment it's fine. I can take the head off. I've already gone and taken the rocker cover off. Oh, it actually seems pretty civilised in here. The oil was gin clear, so it probably says that he did actually do the bottom end, what he says, but again, that's another story. But so what I'm going to do now, I want to, well, pretty much want to keep, I might as well keep the cams in place. I'm just going to undo all the big bolts to take the head off. Like I said, I'm learning all the way, so hopefully I can help you guys somehow. I'm going to have a quick look into it, but I think I need to take the cams out to then take the head off. So I'm just going to quickly have a look at that and I'll come back to you when I've got that off. Yep. Right, so after had a quick little look online on YouTube. Hey, good, I gotta love YouTube. Basically all the cams do need to come out. Because obviously inside that's where all your head bolts are. So I took off all of the bracket. They're like a bridge sort of thing. Undone them all. And as I took each one off, because as you'll notice, these are all numbered. You can't really see, it's starting to get dark in here, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then how does it go? It goes over to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what I've done, I've taken them all off and I've numbered them on them, so I know that number 1's going back here, number 2, number 3, number 4, and I've done it in the sequence. I've taken them off, and I've made sure to put them in the box as well, so I know that I've got to start from here and work my way around. So that's that. And then the cams, just a little bit of persuasion, screwdriver underneath. Might not have been the right way to do it, but they came up relatively easily and just a little bit at a time, and then they popped up. And I've even put the cams down as they come off. Sorry about the lighting in here, it's absolutely shocking. Can't wait to get our new house built. Anyway, so these here, valve covers, valve stems, I'm not really sure, I'll look into the technical name for them. These literally simply come out of a magnet, so get yourself a half decent magnet. Can't find my good one, so I'm using my broken one. But if the shoe fits and it works, great. So I'm going to get all them out as well, put them aside. I'm pretty sure I need to upgrade them, so I'll be upgrading them, but they actually look pretty decent. I don't know if they on the inside or not, but no, they look really good condition. So far so good. The tear down, the engine's actually looking quite nice. Obviously I know there's definitely an issue with cylinder 3, but my friend reckons it could just be a dodgy valve stuck open or something like that. So really could have got this engine going, running really nice, because it was running okay on 3 cylinders, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm going to get all these out, put them aside, give them a clean, start cleaning everything down, and then I'm going to start taking off the bolts, head bolts in sequence as well. It's very important that you start from the inside out, because otherwise you can end up warping the head. So I'm going to make sure I do that. Then see where I'm at with that. I'm not going to get too crazy, because I don't want to be too brave and do something I shouldn't. But we shall see. I'll get back at you as soon as I'm ready. Right, so we eventually got the head off. Done it in how we said. Obviously, when you take the head bolts, let's imagine the head's on there. You want to you take them off kind of in like a clockwise action. So I took this one off. I actually done the first 2 first. I went from that outwards, because you can end up warping the head. So that's not something you want. Basically, we figured out what the actual problem was. Obviously, as you can see, one of them cylinders doesn't look very well. So we're trying to figure out what's actually happened. And what doesn't help is there's a lot of play in these pistons, which is very bad. As we said, we're going to rebuild it anyway, but this, as you see, something has fallen off and gone in there, and that's the rattle we could hear. Haven't got a clue what it was, but the biggest concern at the moment is the head. And I don't know too much about machining, but I personally think that head is toast. I think I'm going to have to source a second-hand head, but I'm going to go to the machine shop and see what they say. They might say that once it's skimmed, they might be able to polish it up and so on, but I'm doubtful. So I might be having to look for another head, I reckon, and then obviously get that work to the spec I want to do. But everything's off. Well, a couple more little bits to take off. Couple of clamps, brackets come off. Might as well take the alternator off and things like that. Then we'll be pulling the engine out. So that'll probably happen in the next week or so, hopefully. Then what I want to do is I'll order up all my parts. I'm going to go some forged rods and pistons. I'm getting them from Wasner, I think. Not them directly, but a company in England that's selling them all. They've pretty much got every part that I need, down to the injectors, the gaskets, the whole kit, absolutely everything. And I'm going to put a shopping list together for them. Already been in contact. They seem pretty cool. Getting back to me quickly. Once I've got the details, and if I do order with them, I'll put a link up for all of that. So if anyone needs any parts, you can help yourselves out, which is great. But then next step, I'm going to get the engine out, parts ordered. Once I have my rods and pistons, I'll send them all in, or might need to get another head as well, but I'll send it all in together to the machine shop. So then they can get the block bored out to the size pistons I'm having, get the crank balance to the pistons, everything like that. Head machined. I'm going to heavily port and polish the head as well, and all the manifolds. So that'll all get done together. So it should be moving. Whilst that's out, I'll get everything stripped back. I'll paint the engine bay. That's just going to go just a solid black. I might even do it matte. Once that, and then I'll start moving on to the bodywork, which would be great. And then the engine can take as long as it wants, because I'll be prepping the bodywork. As I said before, I'm going to be flushing the door handles. There's going to be no door handles. I'm going to flush the petrol flap off, and I'll have the petrol entry in the boot, so you just lift up the boot and do it in that way. Do a custom bumper. Toying with at the moment whether to have a twin side exit, so one exhaust coming out of there each side, which I think that would be very cool and be something different at least. But things are starting to happen, but slowly but surely, I like to say. So I'll tune in as soon as I do something new, or I have an update on this head. So I might just run up to the machine shop with that and just get an actual answer, whether it's a goer or a knower. Like I said, I'm no expert on machine work, but that head looks toast. But anyway, sorry it's only a bit of a short one, but hopefully it's helping you out. Stay tuned, because there's plenty more to come, especially once I start this bodywork. It's going to be great. So I'll be giving you all the tips of the trade of what I've learnt. Been in the paint industry for like 18 years now, so hopefully I can help you out with some things you didn't know, or things to do, not to do, and I can get that project going. So I'm enjoying it. I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing, slowly but surely, like we said. But anyway, I really appreciate you all for checking in. Like I said, keep posted, keep watching, because there's going to be a lot more stuff to come. This at the moment is very slow, I know. I do apologise for that, but I'm going to try and keep you updated as much as I can, because obviously I'm learning along on this project. So yeah, thanks again. Subscribe, like and share, and keep checked in, and I will see you soon, guys. Thanks again. See ya.